TvT is new in Heart of the Swarm, right? You never did Ravens, and
No,
I mean you made
I did
some.
a very similar style, but I used Yamato instead of
yeah.
which wasn't quite as good.
Okay, so we got Ketroc, Nick, and Halby in Hangout watching a Ketroc game, and you're playing against General Royal. This is a TvT Raven game, and I guess people who watch Ketroc's channel or watch him stream are pretty familiar with this style, but anyone who's never seen him before, you're in for a treat. It's pretty crazy. So explica por favor, especially the early game. Are there any timings you do to try to convince them that you're not doing what you're doing, or to help you to secure your third or anything like that, or is it just kind of turtling in your base the whole time?
It's all turtling. I just want to expand faster than him.
Turtling for the win.
So turtling, but you want to expand faster in general, like you want to take more bases than him, or you?
I want to take my second and third base faster than my opponent.
But you don't care if he has 7?
Well, hopefully the game's developed by that point where I'm doing some damage.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're 26 minutes into the game, are you still on 3 bases usually, or 3 or 4, or you're never going to take 5
No,
or 6
I
bases?
transition into Battlecruiser after Ravens, and then that gives me the ability to kind of defend bases and set them up.
Right.
Although I don't think it works so well in this game, if I remember this one right.
And you probably mine out pretty slow too, since you don't make mules.
It's true.
I don't know, Benny. It's probably upstairs.
And do you do like Zerg? Do you PF everywhere, or do you go orbitals in TvT and bunkers?
I basically survive on no army. I attack straight to Ravens, and I rely on PFs and missile turrets to hold him back. And then I use Seeker Missile to take out siege tanks when he pushes.
Yeah, I imagine. I see why you would do this TvT, because you get 2 Seeker Missiles per Raven now. That's like double the damage output. So.
Okay, so I'm getting a quick bunker here because I noticed he had no barracks in his base.
Ooh, scouting.
Yeah.
I think you get fined for scouting on my channel.
I think it's now. I don't know what it means if I see a Tech Lab barracks proxy, because it could be Marauder or it could be Reaper, and I don't handle those the same way.
Proxy Marauder still exists?
It does, yeah.
It should. I mean, it could work just as well.
Especially if you open Reaper, it could work quite well.
I mean, worst case scenario with Proxy Marauder is he can take out the depots on your ramp.
Right. Yeah.
You can always float the barracks over and do that. So I got an SCV sitting as barracks trying to see what's coming out of it, but it looks like he's just accusing me of map hacking.
Yeah. Whatever that.
You are such a scouter. Like, you didn't have a barracks in your main, and you got an orbital. You didn't think I'd be suspicious about that?
So I got a second barracks in
You're gonna
case
take
it was
his tech lab. That's awesome. Your third command center is at 5 minutes. No, that's just your natural. Okay, I thought that was a third command center. That would be crazy.
If he doesn't go gas, I take my third command center right after my second command center.
Wow.
I just realized you don't need a tech lab to build Reapers, so I don't know why I was confused looking at that.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out.
So I built the extra barracks just in case he was doing multi-racks Reaper, and then I didn't need it, so I'm using it actually to steal that tech lab just for a little extra map vision.
Right. You're gonna steal the tech lab and then go home. You get
After you leave with it?
From it. I just wanted vision.
You're saying that now. That wasn't your plan, right?
No, that wasn't my plan.
Really?
Yeah. See?
Man,
I love it.
You think
That's
about
great.
things, man. You think about things.
You know, that's kind of brilliant. Like, if you think about the way that Terran gets static defense vision, the way you do it is you build like engineering bays or supply depots, which cost a lot of money. But Tech Lab only costs 50 minerals and 25 gas, so I guess you're more efficient, like taking an rack and just moving it around all over the place and just spamming Tech Labs everywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna see that this game actually.
You're
great.
really gonna do that?
Yeah. Black explosive.
That's a good idea, but I can't believe you had it before now.
That's great.
That's
What I used to do barrack scouting a lot on my opponents. And back in the day when, like, you know, going 1-1-1 into quick Banshees was the thing, I used to always steal the tech lab from the starport when you do the swap.
Yeah. I've seen some pros do that. It's very annoying.
By the way, stealing that tech lab there almost loses me this game. You'll see it later.
Really, having a tech lab costs you the game?
Having that tech lab as my vision Because if you switch to his vision right now, it looks like I have my barracks is still there,
Uh huh.
and that's going to come back to cost me.
Okay. So he thinks you have at least 2 Rexes, but he's correct. Wow, it is really noisy in my house, huh?
Yes.
Lots of kids.
Let me get rid of some of these kids. Nick, you guys talk, and I'll leave it locked on camera, Ketroc's camera.
All right, so you're taking your third at 7 minutes. So, so you're really only worried about gas. So this is fine. Like as long as you get your PF up at your third and start cranking Ravens, you're fine with that.
So I've seen that he took his natural, so I want to take my third right away.
Right. So you're playing kind of Zerg style. You just stay 1 base ahead and clear on 3
Yes,
bases.
exactly.
So what's your plan? I mean, do you go when you have a critical mass of Ravens? Do you go for with 200 unit space, or what's your do you try and hit any timings, or are you just like a really just slow and steady, just keep getting Ravens and being annoying with them?
Well, Ravens are actually only good for defense. If you go offensive with them, the auto turrets don't do that good versus Bio, and Vikings just will always hunt you down.
Right.
So I usually just get like 5 or 6 to defend with. If I have enough to snipe siege tanks, then the PFs can handle everything else.
Huh.
And then I transition into Sky Terran, add some BCs with the Raven support.
Do you get double upgrades usually?
Yes, eventually, but not until I start my fusion core.
Right.
For now, all my gas is
curious. So yeah, you're playing this just like you do your PF TvTs. You're getting building armor, is that right, or building range?
I got high-sec auto tracking very early. I get a turret ring with high-sec auto tracking because otherwise I'll die to drops. That's the way I deal with drops.
Interesting.
The turret range gives you like an extra shot from the missile turret, and then if you have some Marines nearby, you can finish off any drops.
Curious. So even does that make a difference even when a medevac is zooming over the turrets?
Oh yeah. Yep, you get at least 1 extra shot. 1 extra shot if he's zooming. More than 1 if he's not zooming.
I imagine that would make a big difference actually, because I mean turrets are so. I've been doing like turrets, and then if I'm really scared of drops, I'll put in like a mine somewhere around the sensitive areas. But interesting thought to.
So this is where that tech lab screwed me over.
Oh,
because he spots my third and then planting it.
Very curious. But you're able to get out. It looks like.
Yeah, but I really wanted to set that third because he would have been. If he didn't see that, he would have been putting pressure on my natural, and my third would have gotten up for free.
Very true. Yeah.
So now I'm stuck on 2 base.
Interesting.
Yeah. He actually should have got it, but he microed his Marines really poorly.
Who'd have thought? Let him right to it. So you were going down there, I assume, just to like discourage him from finding it. You assumed he would scout the top metal.
I don't think he expected me to have a third that quickly, so he'd probably hit my natural, and I think that's where he was heading.
Right.
So as long as I can turn that into a PF, then I could have maintained my third. So the only time he can prevent it is if he sees it as I'm trying to build it.
Huh.
Right, and it's a lot less common for people to do the Nick thing and burrow mines at all your bases.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, just 1 seeker missile, and that's gone anyways.
Right. Yeah, I
So, like,
seeker
here's
missiled the
this
mine. I
siege
was so
pressure.
proud of myself. It's like, bam, killed the mine. What's up?
You want to load
my
the
story.
production tab? I can't tell if I have Ravens yet or not.
So they're cranking,
Yeah, so they're coming out now.
and you're
Which is
getting
okay.
that PF.
I can hold off a little bit
Do
early.
you normally get PFs earlier than this? I mean, it's not PFs. Sorry, Ravens. Or do you find that with high-sec auto tracking and a PF, they can't kill your SCVs repairing the PF anyway, and you can just live forever?
It's all depending on when I can afford it. If I take my third really quickly, my Ravens will come later. If I suspect that he's doing more of an all-in, my Ravens will come sooner because I don't take my third.
And as last time, he's lost units and you haven't.
Yeah, so
His
as long as
army
you
is
double-
huge and we don't care.
So as long as I can double tap this tanks with Seeker Missile, basically he can't really hurt me.
Right. I really like doing this too, burrowing mines at expos. I feel like it's in pretty much all matchups. It's a really nice way to just keep tabs on what his expansions are like and really slowing down his economy.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like much, right? Because at most you kill 1 SCV.
Right, yeah.
It's such a annoyance for him, and then it gives you the scouting of when he's taking his
Exactly.
expos.
Right.
Exactly.
It's so worth it for that reason.
It really is.
And I've repeatedly seen people like float a command center over a mine for several game
Ages.
minutes.
Yeah, it can win games. That one little thing can win games. Oh, you're doing
Unlucky
2
scam.
PFs.
They're not gonna get up. No way. No way. Come on.
I do have a lot of energy, so I unload everything on auto turrets and cross my fingers.
Oh, the
I
secret missiles! I didn't even hear them, man. They weren't beep beep beeping.
I think
That poor guy.
turn down the, I can't hear game sound.
Yeah, I can't say anything either.
Aren't you guys? Did I not host this replay publicly as a party?
No, I have to watch it on the
You poor guys, man.
Yeah, I'm watching it on.
the blurry Google thing.
That is hysterical. Just a few Ravens defended like a.
I
a
know,
very
and it was so
substantial
close to
push.
not working. If he'd noticed the seeker missile, man.
Oh, that mine wants to get up! Get up, mine! That's brilliant. That's awesome placement because he was going to go down.
It only got
Yeah,
one.
it was going to go
Yeah.
down
Prevented
from a
from getting
surround.
us around. That's great.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I like it. Right in between the minerals.
Excellent Raven use. That was a very, very cost-efficient use of Ravens. And now,
In hindsight, I probably should have retreated. I committed to it, and if it didn't work, I would have lost the game right there.
right.
Yeah.
I would have lost my
Yeah.
Ravens, lost my command centers, and that would have been it.
I was worried.
Our SCVs are under attack.
But I really needed a third, so I just said, screw it, let's go for it.
Right.
Throw down a bunch of auto turrets and pray.
I really like this. You're basically playing like a Zerg. You're being very aggressive about taking bases, and when it doesn't work out, you just kind of like sack it. If you can get away with it, then you get away. If you can't, then
Yeah, because you don't need minerals anyway. Just make tons
Yeah.
of command centers and throw them around.
all right.
His
Your
map
army
vision's
is
pretty
still
good,
so
it's hard for me to
ridiculously
sneak.
small, man.
Field depleted.
Because PFs. That's why. Because PFs.
I'd be worried about him just stimming in with like
Is under
8
attack.
Marauders and 20 Marines and just sniping your natural and then camping. But it looks like he's. I mean,
Well,
he lost a
PDD
bunch of Marines.
PDD
If he's going
secret
Marine
missile.
Oh,
yeah.
true. PDD. Yeah.
And
guess
then
that-
structure armor is pretty good against Marines, so
Very
and
good
then
point.
obviously mass repair.
Yeah.
But double
Ketroc
PFs
thought
is almost
this
a
through, man.
necessity. He's going Marine Marauder.
Nah, it's never gonna finish. Oh, but the
You said
turrets,
that the
man.
last time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the Ravens were here.
I don't remember this.
I was
build
like,
up or
you
not.
unloaded the SCVs and start morphing a PF while 8 Marines are shooting at it. And I'm like, why would you do that? Oh, there's Ravens
Is
here.
under attack.
And
Oh,
repairing.
he is doing a great job of seeing all your expos.
Yeah.
But he's kind of doomed here. Like
Yeah.
you're still getting extra bases up. Like he may squash one, but you're taking 2 at a time.
Yeah, you're on 4
so-
bases, and like if you ever max out with a Raven BC army, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's just GG. Right. It's too value heavy with double upgrades too.
The 3 most likely expansions he'll take, I got something looking at it too, so I can see he's still in 3 bases.
Yeah. So you got to be feeling really good at this point then.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happier if I was able to expand, which I keep getting thwarted all the time.
Right.
I'm barely
Mhm.
able to. But just knowing that he's low income, I'm pretty happy.
So, do you lose to Doom Drops a lot in your main?
I don't really face Doom Drops that often. But if it comes out before I have Battle Cruisers, I'll die. If I even have like 2 Battle Cruisers, that should be fine. The turret ring will kill off most of the medevacs. And then, repairing a BC can kill
Yeah.
like infinite amounts of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you were away, Ben. Ketroc was talking about the range on turrets as being helpful for.
Yeah,
for
I
drops.
saw that in the last game. It was very cool.
Yeah, last game 2 medevacs flew in, full of Marines, and he got 6 Marines off into my base.
Base.
So-
Come
that's not
on,
bad.
camera,
6
move. There we go.
Upgrade.
It's okay. He's gonna get that PF, but
The PF got 1 shot off. That's all I care.
Yeah, as long as it gets one shot off, you're basically fine. Oh my
oh,
goodness!
we wanted to see that, but we
I
didn't
know.
get to see it.
The sensor tower gave us. We
Yeah,
got to see
it
some
gave us
dots
the
disappear.
idea.
A lot of dots disappeared, but.
Does he,
Oh,
like-
God.
Man, does he not notice at this point that he's playing against Ravens? So what's going on there?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not just spamming Vikings and. Oh, he's gonna get. That I think was an excellent use of that. Like you could see that turret started hitting way earlier than it would have otherwise. I think he would
Right.
have gotten.
It's
most
so
of
far
his
back from the edge
shot.
too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking in my
I don't
brain,
put it
but
right up
didn't
against
say
the
that
edge. If,
a Doom Drop that unloads here knocks down the turrets and then goes in, but then you just put it farther back. Haha.
yeah, I'm always afraid of those areas where they can shoot off, kill turrets from the low ground. So that's one of those spots.
And you really have only had 3 starports all game. It's 21 minutes in, and you're kicking his
Oftentimes
butt
I max it
with
out.
3 starports.
Yeah, my strength.
I like
so
at this
cool,
point,
man.
as you're going BCs, you're actually starting to get your money spent. Like I was expecting you to have like 6,000 minerals in the bank, but you're actually spending. You're spending it on PFs. You're spending it on now BCs, which are actually very mineral expensive.
Yeah, double
So-
upgrades and 3 battle cruisers can get through your money pretty quick.
Right. That's really funny.
And do you have like a maximum number of supply depots that are allowed, and after that it must be all command centers?
No, I don't really think about that. Sometimes I'll be at like 196 supply, and I'll throw down 3 depots, even though I have like 5 command centers building. You know?
I've done that a bunch of times. I actually told Nick to do that when I was coaching him. Like, as a coach, I have all the time in the world to think about anything I want, and I still did it.
So right now, I think I just want to take the
Mineral
that gold
field
expansion.
completed.
That's my goal right now.
Your army size is actually bigger than his. I'm really impressed. I don't know why he hasn't even tried to take this fourth. Like, your Ravens are so vulnerable anywhere that doesn't have turrets that he should be able to take the whole map, right?
Yeah.
That's sometimes Terrans do that. They'll see my PFs and they'll start expanding everywhere. That can be a bit of an issue. But I've mixed in Blue Flame Hellion Harass when they do that, and it works out really well because they're building orbitals all over the map.
Right.
Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, I saw it all coming via Sensor Tower.
That game. He's got to quit at this point.
Yeah.
Poor guy. And your battle cruiser is so beefy. Like, it's just not easy for him to.
Yeah, he killed a battle cruiser with his whole army.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
think?
hysterical.
Do you think that the? Yeah, nice map hack, you cheater.
Nice map hack.
But I think I didn't even know he had that base there. I was just PFing the high ground
that's
and
funny.
just try to slowly take it.
That's really funny.
So I think like if so on the ladder, I was noticing before I did some SC2 gears analysis, right, of all the ladder games you, me, and Nick have played, and I noticed that people don't really end up playing the same people more than once or twice on the ladder ever. So you're basically guaranteed to be bumping up against someone who's probably never seen this strategy before, and even if he has, he doesn't know you're doing it until a really deep in. But when you face people like twice in a row, which I assume does happen sometimes, do they just kick your butt?
Well, like you said, I'm not sure if that's happened, but I don't know. It's not really.
Because it's not like there's no obvious counter to this. I feel like the counter to this is to take all the bases on the map, get tons of gas, and then make BCs and Ravens of your own.
The thing is, I've only faced that like twice too. I think if I have some time against someone who's just trying to expand all over the place when I do this, I may be able to figure out ways to take advantage of that. Like the Blue Flame Hellion Harass worked really well the one game I tried it.
Yeah, I was gonna say even I know gas is very precious, but Blue Flame Hellions and mines they're both a dump for minerals, and both are extremely cost efficient. Like Blue Flame Hellions would be good for both trimming SCVs, and mines are excellent for denying bases, killing SCVs, killing armies in the middle of the field, and so that would be my temptation.
I don't think it would really slow him down though. I mean, if he's going a mobile army like he is, and he got lots of orbitals, like that's his vision and that's his ability.
That's true.
Yeah.
If he does spam orbitals, that would be
I want
a
to see
problem.
like 40 Marines and 4 medevacs that never attack you ever, and just kind of walk around letting you know that they exist, and then behind it tons of money in BCs and Ravens. Because I don't think there is a counter to BC Raven other than BC Raven. As long as you're fighting near a PF and some turrets, like out on the midfield, you could kill that with mines easily, but you're not going it in the middle of the field.
If you find my factory there, I think that's a nice little trick for getting Widow Mines to my opponent's base.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
floated
Just
outside my
lower
base.
it down and then
That
put
way
Widow
he
mines.
won't see my Widow Mines coming out of my main.
Yeah, that's smart.
I've lost to people putting factories, like floating factories into my main.
Me
just
too.
making
I've
it
lost
early
that
mine.
too.
Like,
And it seems so cheesy.
That's
Sometimes
funny.
I
I've never
see
seen
it
that
before
before.
any units get out, and I'm like, well, that's just a waste of a factory. But it's not like I can kill it. The thing has like 1 million health, and then it still gets a couple Widow Mines out, and I still have to waste a scan. So it's going to pay for itself even if I watch it happening.
You know what I was thinking, and it seems a lot more economical than using a scan. Is once the Widow Mine is used, it's it's on its cooldown. Assuming you have Widow Mines of your own, put a Widow Mine of yours next to it, and then put like an SCV or Marine on top of it.
No, it doesn't go off when it's targeting.
what do you mean?
It's not like what you're saying is that if his Widow Mine shoots at your SCV, then your Widow Mine will shoot at his Widow Mine without you having to scan, and that doesn't work.
You can't target your own units with the Widow.
Well, let's go. I'll show
I don't
you.
think
I'll
I
show
think you're
you.
right because you can't attack with them. You
Right.
can retarget them
That's
using the
true.
right-click method, but there's
Yeah.
no attack command.
There's no attack commands.
But
You're
what
right.
you can do, which I saw in a game recently between, I think it was Flash and one of the other big name Terran players, but he used Siege Tank Splash. So he just put a Marine over the mine, and it took like 2 Siege Tank hits to kill the mine.
Did it? Wouldn't you kill your own Marine first? Wouldn't it
Yeah,
take 2
in
Marines
fact,
to
you
do it?
kill. I think it even took 2 Marines, so it might have even been 3 hits.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot of attention in 2 Marines.
It is.
Just
It is.
scan.
That's more like a professional tip if you're out of a scan or
Yeah.
you're like,
If you have 7,000 APM and you're keeping up your macro while you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want. So this is let me